Hello, everyone. My name is Darren Clark, and I am the Managing Director of Succeed with Dyslexia. And today we have an absolute phenomenal guest with us today. Would you like to introduce yourself and tell the viewers a little bit about yourself?
Thank you, Darren. My name is Phyllis Munyi from Dyslexia Organization, Kenya. I'm the Director and Founder of Dyslexia Organization, Kenya.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Phyllis. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to join us. It's always amazing to hear your story, the amazing work that you're doing within Kenya and helping the children. Could you tell our viewers just a little bit about Dyslexia Kenya and Rare Gem Talent School and kind of a little bit about your story? That would be incredible.
Thank you, Darren. Dyslexia Organization Kenya we started Dyslexia Organization Kenya way back in the year 2011. We've had 10 years of formal dyslexia awareness in the country. And the reason why I started when I say we, I mean myself and my twin sister, who both of us are parents of children with dyslexia. We realized there was very little or zero awareness about dyslexia in Kenya in schools. And when we learned about it and realized that we had learned a lot of information helping our children, we thought we needed a platform for how to create awareness in the country. So that's when we registered Dyslexia Organization Kenya. And a year after that, parents now came forward asking whether we knew of a school where their children could be taken care of, where the schools understood about dyslexia. That time, there was no school that understood about dyslexia. My twin sister, who was a teacher and who did not know about dyslexia before I learned about it, we planned and decided to start a school that would take care of children with dyslexia. And that's when, in the year 2012, we started Rare Gem Talent School. Rare Gem started a year after dyslexia awareness was started in the country. Yep.
And it's absolutely incredible. I've had, a wonderful opportunity to come and visit you, a few times out and experience the help and the support that you give the students. And I've always kind of thought to myself, if you didn't create this environment for children with dyslexia, I'm not too sure where they would have got the education that they have and that you thrive on now, which brings me to what is the kind of the educational system in Kenya like, outside of the amazing work that yourself and Nancy are doing?
The education system in Kenya is, we have the government's curriculum that we are offering. Basically, Kenya has, we would say, more than one system of education. We have the international curriculum and many schools. And then that time would say schools in the international curriculum already were aware about dyslexia, which is a bit expensive for any local Kenyans to have their children attend those schools. The Rare Gem Talent School, we started the local curriculum. And that time, when we started the school, education was so focused on passing exams. So you find these children who we admitted in our school already were being removed or being told to move away from the schools that they were attending because they were pulling the grades down. The mean score in terms of the school performance was going down. And so being that they were the reason the school's mean score was going down, many children were being told to look for another school. And that time and even today, there was no where a school would admit a children before they attend an interview. And children with dyslexia would rarely pass an interview. So you find many of these schools were being referred to special schools. And when we talk about the special schools, then and now is where children are just put in a place just to grow, not even graded in any form, like they are not in any grade, class 1 or class 2. or class 3, they are all ramped in one class, maybe categorized by age, with age. But you see, these children with dyslexia, they do not need to go into any special class. They are able to fit in normal classes, only that maybe they need different teaching methods for them to catch up. And you find this, the special schools that we had in Kenya, or even most of them that we have now, they catered for really children who have very severe learning difficulties or mental retardation and other special needs. So these children were actually being put in those classes, and you find they just get wasted. And so this put the parents into a situation whereby they do not want their children to go into the special units because they do not see their children being in that level of the children in those special units. So that's why they were really put in a situation that they are not able to go to find new schools, because to go to find a new school where basically even the children are not understood, they needed to pass an interview, and they would not pass an interview. So what we did in our school, we did not put children through an interview. We would just come, the child is being assessed. After the assessment, the purpose for the assessment is just to rate, to find out where is this child, where can we place this child in terms of the learning levels. And if a child is in, would say class 2 or class 3, they would still be in class 3, but you find their reading levels is maybe for the preschool. So they would still be in class 3, but use the training or take them through the level of the preschool so that they can be able to catch up. We do not return them to that preschool. Whereas you find in other schools, if a parent or if a teacher feels that the child is reading level is a preschool, they would actually tell the parents to take their children back to the class, the reading levels or the learning levels. So that's how we started the Reagem Talent School. We started by having the children come, join in whichever class they are in. They do not attend or go through any interview to help them pass an exam or be fit in that class. But we put them through an assessment, and the assessment is to help us determine the reading levels or the learning levels of this child and be able to now start them at that level. But still, they would be in whatever class they are in.
That's
the difference between our school and other schools. We also do try to find the talents in this child. What are, beside passing the exam, beside reading, beside whatever else, the academics, what else can they do? And so we have the academics, which goes on normally using the normal local curriculum, and also try to find out what these children are good at. So that's what we do at Reagem,
And that it speaks volumes. And I see this. It's so wonderful because it's in the wording as well, isn't it? The Reagem Talent Score, and it really does. And I feel when you have a student that is maybe come from kind of a different school, and they've said to them, that they're pulling the grades down, and that can affect their self-esteem, their confidence. So when they come to your school, and that not only have you got to kind of help and support with the education, I'm sure that you've got to help with the confidence level in there as well. And does that take I mean, I know everyone's unique and everyone's different, and sometimes things can take a lot longer and shorter in some aspects. But is that process, I mean, it's very rewarding, but is that process quite a hard process to start off with, to try and build that confidence back up for one of the students that's entering your school?
You have put it very well, Darren, that the other thing that happens with children with dyslexia, and basically those with learning difficulties, from where they come from, they are already put in a situation that they devalue themselves. They are made to realize, to think or know that they are not worth anything. Their self-esteem is so low because our education in Kenya glorifies a lot the grades, glorifies the A's, the passing of exams. So these children who are not even passing exam and they have been made to think that they are worthless, their self-esteem is so low. So when they come to our school, they realize that everybody is not caring about whatever the grades. We are just focusing on helping them be good at whatever they are at. And so their self-esteem is redeemed and elevated in a way that even these children now can become their own advocates. So what they do, they no longer fear about talking about their situation. They no longer fear about telling people that they are dyslexic. And that gives them the strength to talk about themselves and also talk about what they are good at and what they aspire to be.
Yes.
So their self-esteem is so strong that when it happens instantly. You find a child when they are coming, because it is a boarding school, they will have some fears being in a boarding school, having that they probably come from a day school and being with their parents, where they maybe they love being at home, but they hate going to school. Yes. But when they come to Rare Gem School, they have that fear, but 2 days or a day even after, and when they see other children who are like them, they tell them a story where they were, how they have come up, and what they are at now. You can see the transformation like almost instantly.
How wonderful is that? And I've witnessed that firsthand, visiting your school, and the camaraderie and the way that people kind of unite and help. And I've been incredibly fortunate to see some of the students grow throughout the years. And it's just incredible to see, the people that they're kind of turned into, in so to speak, and their confidence level and just the humbleness of that. And it's just been absolutely wonderful, to kind of witness the work that yourself and the team and your sister Nancy are doing. So I completely commend you on that.
Thank you.
With regards to the school, because you're in a situation now where you're quite sought after, I'd say, because you're doing incredible things within the dyslexic community and obviously in Kenya as well. So it's kind of quite sought out, but it started off so small, didn't it? You were kind of am I right in saying you were kind of, your sister and yourself were homeschooling to start off with, and then it evolved?
Yes.
Quite quickly. What was that kind of initial thought pattern for was it kind of like a brainstorm, kind of a light bulb moment that thought we need to help the community and more and help more children? How did it literally kind of start, if you don't mind me asking?
How Rare Gem situation actually started was we have gone on outside and had the media talk about, now we got the media coverage talking about dyslexia in Kenya. Parents now started learning about us. I already had my son who I was tuitioning at home. He was attending a normal school, going through the normal curriculum, but in the evenings and other days, we would sit and do what we were learning on the internet about how to support him. And I would get materials from the internet and I would share with Nancy. And Nancy, who was a teacher at school, she used that in her school. So what happened is that my child improved a lot, and I got opportunity to talk to parents in his school. And so what happened is that the directors of the school realized that there's something I'm doing different. And so they referred other parents to me who had children who had learning difficulties or who are not performing as they would expected. So I was given those children and I would do the tuition. So at home, I had a number of children. By the time we were starting the school, I had 8 children. And Nancy, on the other hand, at her home, she had her children and who would go to her home and her in class where she was teaching. And for Nancy, these parents decided, now since you are a teacher and you have a school somewhere you are teaching, which was a private school, and she was employed there, what you're going to do is that you are going to bring our children to go to the school you are teaching, and they would be staying at your home, and you would be paying for food and like a boarding. They would be staying at her home, and then they would attend the school that Nancy was teaching.
Yes.
So this was, again, a different situation. Remember, this is not Nancy's school, so she cannot do whatever she wants with the school.
Yes.
So that's what we decided. Why don't we just start a school? And then the children who were, the parents who were already ready to take their children to Nancy's school were our first parents. And we had parents coming from far, far away. And that's why, again, we could not start a school from a day school. To cater for the entire country, we started a place where children can come and board.
Yes.
And so we had a boarding school. And actually, our student, like 4 students, had come from all corners of the country.
Wow.
And it would not have been possible for them to attend day school.
It blows my mind every single time I hear you tell me, the decisions you made and this, the story of Rare Gem. And it's just so wonderful that yourself and Nancy, your sister, made that decision, because you're changing and helping so many people's lives. And that it's just remarkable to see. I want actually to say that after these children finished primary school, because we started from class 4 up to class 8. In Kenya, the primary schools end up at class 8. They sit for national exam, and so they need to proceed to high school. Yes.
These students from class 8, once they finished class 8, they conspired and decided they are not going to go find another school, another high school somewhere. We were actually not ready to start a high school or a secondary school. But the children knew that they are not going to go to look for school anywhere else. So they conspired and said, in January, we are going to come back to Reagem. And so in January, they did not even go away with their bags or their boxes. They left them, and they said when they're coming for the examination results, that's when they will carry their luggage. But when they came to look for to get their examination results, they actually came to start Form 1. So they came, and that's how Form 1 was started.
Wow. We
did not even actually, Darren, we do not have a space. The place is just so congested. There's even the risk of, having teenagers, girls and boys, and young children, all of them in the same compound. And it's something that we have risked, but it has worked for the 4-5 years that we've had the high school and primary school together. We've not had any cases of indiscipline, and we thank God for that. And actually, the children are the one who decided they are starting Form 1 at Reagem, and
but that's the wonderful environment that you've created there, and the yearn for learning. It's very much, if you take a child and you say that that they can't, you take an education away from a child, it's not a nice thing to do. Every child, I believe, and you believe, every child has the rights for an education. So taking that away,
sure.
but not, giving that back, but making it kind of exciting to continue to want to learn is the environment that you've created in there. What does the future hold for Rare Gem? What would yourself, Nancy, and the team like to see going forward with Rare Gem?
So thank you. What we want to see happen at Reagem, we've started the primary school, which is going on very well, and high school, but as we have helped these children identify their talents, we would now want to make this talent become a technical or a vocational training. So that when we release these children to the community, they already know they are going to start doing something. It is not going to be like they leave Reagem to go looking for places to do other things. Because what we have seen is that we have already helped the child to know what they are good at. But when you see when they go home, when they are not within our hands, they go do anything else. Or even the parents may not have that keenness to help them do what they have already identified themselves to do. Some parents don't believe in music. Some parents don't believe in art, like you become an artist. And also the resources, they may not even find other places to go get admitted, because still in this country, people believe in marks and grades and ability for people to read. So because we have had these children and we understand they are good at this, they may not be able to write an exam, but they can do it with their hands and they become successful. So what we want now is to have a vocational training, a technical vocational training, so that when we release this child, by the time we are releasing this child to the community, he is already going to start doing something. It's not like he's going to go to another technical training, It's like we want him to just become independent, start something for his own. Even if they want to start a family, they will already have what they are good at and they have been trained to do.
Absolutely.
So that's what we are looking at. As you know, we already have a land that we are developing, and we've actually put some part of it to become part of a technical training, where we shall now have different vocations, like something to do with the hair, welding, things we already have started. We even have one student who has come back. We trained him to giving him the driving skills. He's now already a driver and working at our Reagem Talent School. He did Form 4. He came back and he's working at Reagem as a driver.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah.
I know, you touched on the kind of the plot of land, and for some of the viewers that not, familiar with this, could you explain that the plot of land, it's you have Reagem Talent School, and because you've been, very, incredibly, successful in the sense of helping so many students, it's at, I believe, is at a kind of a capacity where to continue helping more students, the school would need to evolve and get bigger. Could you just explain a little bit about why, what's happening with the school and the plot of land that you have?
Thank you, Darren. The environment or the school compound where we are at right now is a rented place. We pay rent every month, and it is very small. Actually, as I said, it is a risk having teenagers, small kids, all of them in the same compound. But we thank God nothing has happened now. And so we had to look for a land somewhere where we can build our complex, or we can build something permanently for ourselves where we are not going to be paying rent. So we had took a bank loan and were able to buy 1 acre of land. And this 1 acre of land is where we shall have now the entire complex, the primary school, the secondary school, and part of the technical vocational training that we are aspiring to have. We shall put it in there. So right now we have acquired, the land is already there. We are paying the loan, which is again another burden, because now we have to pay for the rent and pay for the loan. So we hope, and we are trying to get some money to start building on the a permanent place. so that we can now have everybody move to this new land, and so that we stop paying rent, and it will be bigger and larger. We'll be able to accommodate big numbers. Currently, we are not admitting more children because whatever size we have the space we have cannot be able to admit more children. But the demand is so big. We have to turn back some children, which is very unfortunate, but we can't be able to hold many more children. So right now we are raising funds so that we can be able to construct, and hopefully by next year, maybe by April next year, we shall have moved some of the classes. We have acquired all the approvals. That's why it's taken quite some time to get the government approvals and architectural building drawings and everything. We have completed that. Now it's hitting the ground, doing the construction. Yeah.
Well, I hope, that I'm sure, so many people will get behind the incredible work that you're doing. And it's I completely, it's sad on one aspect, completely understand the situation you're in the sense that you can't take on any more students within the school because the capacity just doesn't allow it for so many reasons. And the faster that we can kind of, you can get that kind of school built, so to speak, the more people that you can kind of continue to help and grow in Kenya. How many students around, just to give the viewers a little bit of an idea, how many students do you have at Rare Gem currently?
Currently, we have about, the number ranges between 200 and 220. So currently, we have about 220. I'll tell you something, Darren, that many schools after COVID-19, they did not resume back to school. They were totally affected. Some went virtual, but we could not go virtual. We thought that the number of children will go down, because there are many parents probably, for many reasons, they were not able to go back to their jobs and all that. But our numbers increased. We'd say there are some children who left, who did not come back, but a few, maybe about 3. But at the same space, we had like 5 children come join us. Every year, we are having new children. Every year, every term, not even every term, every year, every term, every new term, we have new children coming. So the issue of dyslexia is opening up. The awareness is coming up very much. And with every awareness, we get new parents.
Yeah.
Because one parent runs that their children are having this particular problem and it is not being helped where they are, and it is not going to help them, changing them from one school to the other. They bring them to the place that they are understood.
Which completely, agrees with the fact that the support that you're giving to these children is so needed, and the more support that your organization can get to have that, the more education that we can kind of help with the students. Phyllis, it's been absolutely incredible talking to you. I love hearing yourselves and Nancy's stories around Rare Gem, and I could literally talk to you all day, describing the amazing things that you're doing and supporting the children within Kenya. I can't thank you enough for your time. I wish you the very best with everything that you're doing with Rare Gem. You've always got my support on this, yeah. And I can't thank you enough for your time.
Thank you so much, Darren, and thank you to Succeed with Dyslexia. We have partnered with the GORED.
You have?
Yes. Actually, we should be sending them photos of what we did during the dyslexia awareness. We had the light up, and during the light up, we had a dinner to celebrate the 10 years anniversary of dyslexia awareness in the country since the inception of dyslexia awareness. So we are grateful even in the partnership with Dyslexia, Succeed with Dyslexia, and particularly with Darren. He's been an amazing person. He's been very well. Your support is immense, and we are very grateful.
Your incredible, humble comments and being an incredible host when I've been very fortunate to come out and meet with you. And you're absolutely right. And apologies, I didn't mention your 10-year anniversary. When I saw this, I was actually thrilled to know, 10 years of an incredible story and an incredible help that, the foundations you're putting in Kenya to help others follow within the educational system is just second to none. And I feel that not only are you educating children and helping children, yourself and Nancy are leaving a legacy which will, continue. So it's just humbling to have that conversation with you and see you grow.
Thank you so much, and thank you for the good work you're doing.
Bless you. No problem. Thank you so much, and we will catch you very, very soon. Best of luck with everything, and we'll speak very soon. Take care. Cheers. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.